Binary, the view is beautiful, but there's nothing else around. So this is one of those that there's nothing happening here. And yeah, the music in this game is really awesome. So I have 82 scrap. I could upgrade some stuff, but what I usually have found myself doing is saving for something like the store, because the store has really good upgrades usually in it, and you definitely want to buy them because they're going to be really essential to taking out the ships. As you go through these systems and go progress further in the game, the enemies level up, of course, so if you're not leveling up parallel to them, you're going to get behind and you're going to get destroyed. And this game is, if you die, game over, you have to start over again. So it's kind of like Binding of Isaac. I think there's a name, like roguelike type games, where it's centered around certain runs where you get a bunch of upgrades and stuff, and then when you die, you start over, and that's kind of the fun of it. So I have enough money to buy any of these weapons here, so let's check them out. Fire bomb. Damage crew members' light fires. And you can see the power it takes is 2, so it takes 2 reactor power to charge it, and it charges 15 seconds, which is pretty that's about average, I guess. It's a little bit longer than normal. Requires a missile, so it does take ammunition to fire, whereas the lasers do not. Damage per shot is 0, but it causes a lot of fire. I see. So the anti-bio beam, once again, does no physical damage, but good targeting crew members. I don't think that's very good either. The Hermes, I've seen this weapon before. This is like a really, really powerful rocket launcher, but unfortunately it takes 3 power, and it takes a missile, and it's, I don't know, it's really good, but I find it hard to power up this system here. So I think we'll pass on it, we'll just save. We can get a drone control or crew teleporter, or a cloaking device, or some of the other upgrades, and you can sell stuff here. Well, let's see what I want to do. Crew teleporter is really good if you have enough crew that you can send over to attack them. So it's pretty cool. You can attack their systems and take out their crew members and just take them out from the inside. Or you can, I could buy drone control. I don't have any drones though. My drone count is 0, but I do have a drone that I can send over if I wanted to, like a drone weapon system, if I had some, with the drone control. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to fix our ship. Little damage. We're going to buy a little bit more fuel. And we're probably just going to save. Alright, there we go. And we're just going to head on out of here. Another store. Alright, well, let's check out the other store. Maybe there's a better weapon. You can also buy crew members at the store sometimes. Breach Mark II. Slower than the Mark I. Damage to systems. Requires missile, damage per shot 0, breach chance high. So this one, what it specializes in is breaching the hull, and it'll put a huge hole in the ship, which exposes it to space, meaning all the oxygen in that room will vacuum out of it, and anybody that goes and tries to repair it will take damage, which is good for taking out crew members, but it doesn't do any damage directly to the hull, which is kind of weird. It's good for targeting really essential systems like the shield generator or the weapon system, because if they go try to repair it, then they'll take damage for it as well. We have the ion bomb. Disable systems. I really like this one, but this is the ion bomb. I like the ion cannon or something, I think it's called. Once again, we have the same upgrades. So we'll just keep everything we have. Check out the distress beacon. Alright. You find a small ship struggling to maneuver through the field. Help, our shields are down. I don't know how much longer we can last. I will shield my ship with theirs and be a nice guy, and I'm at full HP, so even if something happens. Breaks apart. Aww. So we didn't shield them very well, but we didn't take any damage for it. We just got some scrap. Oh well. Oh crap. You arrive at a beacon to find yourself dangerously close to a star. Oh jeez. Okay, so let me just pause it here and explain this. Sometimes you can find danger zones, environmental hazards, like being close to a nebula is one. You can go to an asteroid belt, and the sun, I think, are the 3 that I've experienced. And anytime this happens, it sucks, because periodically you're gonna have solar flares, and its solar flares will set your ship on fire. So you need to kill the ship and get out of here as fast as possible. Like, if you kill the ship and just wait, you'll still take damage from the solar flares. It'll happen every 10 seconds or so. So I'm going to send the person on the engine over to the shield, make sure my shields are charging up fast as possible. Manning the shield charges them at, I don't know how much faster, but faster. We're charging up the Artemis. This guy doesn't actually have a shield, so I'm probably going to save my missiles here. And just go right for their weapon system, take out their weapon system. We're going to get hit with a missile. Alright, so I fired my lasers, took out their weapon system, it's red. There's three stages, yellow, there's white, yellow, or gray, yellow, and red. Or orange, I mean, and red. Orange means it's semi-damaged, like you'll lose half power basically to it. And red means it's fully disabled. There's nobody on these auto ships. There's no crew members ever on these auto ships, so I don't think they can repair their systems, and if they can, it's very slow. So, I'm going to unpower my Artemis. Never mind, I'm not going to unpower the Artemis. Oh well. We don't need to waste a missile. So here comes the solar flare, as you guys will see in a second. Alright, so it set my pilot's room on fire. Now the crew members will automatically put out the fire. Oh, and you can see some of the stuff we got: fuel, drone parts, and scrap. But in doing so, they'll take damage. So you can see his health going down. You can also hotkey to select them. So he'll put out the fire here, but he'll take some damage for it, and then he'll attempt to repair the room. And once again, we're taking more damage from solar flares, which sucks. Now this is good, so I can show you guys how venting works. So you can see there's only 3 rooms on my ship here that have access to space. Direct access, so I can open this door here. And this will get rid of all the oxygen in the room, sure, but it'll put out the fire nice and quick. You can close the room once the fire has been deleted. And we need charge up and get out of here before the next solar flare hits. Come on. Alright, I think I made it. We'll head right to the exit because the fleet is coming behind us. We're getting pretty close. Come across a pirate in hot pursuit of an unidentified ship. Stay out of it, accept their bribe, or be a hero. Well, you can see here the classes of ship. Scouts are usually the weakest. There's like fighters, there's riggers, there's bombers, infiltrators. I think there's some other class too, I'm not afraid of. But scouts are usually pretty easy to deal with. You can see some of its systems it has down here. You know, nothing too crazy. So we're gonna fight it. And start off the battle by pausing right away. We're gonna use our weapon system because they do have or our missile system because they do have a shield. We'll focus this on their weapons, try to take them out right away. And yeah, we'll send you over. Since we only have 3 crew members, I like having 4. I think 4 is like an essential number because you can have 1 for each of the things that can be manned. Alright, you proved a sufficient match, so they're trying to power up their FTL, or faster than light device, to try and get away. So that means they're going to try to flee, and usually they get, I don't know how much time, but they'll flee after a little bit. It'll tell you when they're about to charge. And if you really want, like if they're a really high life ship, like they have a lot of hull integrity, you can target their engine so they can't flee. But these guys have almost no hull integrity left, so I'm just going to target their ship. They should just die with the next burst laser. But as I was saying, if you have 4 crew, you can have 1 manning each station. So I like to have 4 crew, and I would have 4 crew if I hadn't tried to kill those damn space spiders. Alright, so we got 30 scrap. And the pirate's victim jumps away. So sometimes you can get additional rewards from the victim. Sometimes they just flee. That was the case, they just fled. So we've gone through sector 1 here. And once you reach the exit, you can hit next sector. And you can see basically like a larger map of what we just went through. More branching paths here. And these, like, imagine a vertical line here represents each sector. So this is sector 1, sector 2, sector 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and all the way up to 8. 8 I think is the end. And we can go to an uncharted nebula or civilian sector, but you saw what a nebula is like. I usually like to stay away from them. So let's go to the civilian sector.